Good morning, multimedia class. This is Mr. McCarthy. And by now you should have completed the Robert Wong video, The Fiction of Science. And with this video, appropriately titled Alignment, we're going to get started with our first design element for our graphic design unit. Okay, so I'm going to move through this relatively quickly. The idea of alignment is relatively simple, but I'm going to provide a number of different examples and talk through them. And then at the end of this video I'll outline the assignment before I record a video on the basics of InDesign software. All right, so let's get started. So I'd like you to take a look at this business card. I realize it's a little bit out of focus, but work with me on this one. Let me see if I can adjust this. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right, so Mermaid Tavern, the business card holder, Ralph Royster Doyster, love that name. And you see the address and phone number below. The alignment for this card is center alignment, which means, and you can see that with these dots, barely perceivable there, everything is balanced on the left side and the right side, regardless of the length, the horizontal length of each. It is aligned in the center. Okay, there's your first card. Your second card. Okay, this is known as right alignment, and you can see the dots going along the right hand side. Everything's pushed to the right. You can draw a straight line on the right side of each of those lines, and they line up together. Okay, so we have center alignment on the left, right alignment on the right. All right, so what's the alignment here? That's right, center alignment. The alignment here. Right, I'm sorry, did I say right? I didn't mean that. Left alignment. Okay, and you may notice that there's a boldness for the Shakespeare papers. Okay, so we've got two looks at what we would call the title page. Okay, this is what we would refer to as letterhead. Okay, so it's a mom and pop grocery store. This is what they use to write letters on, business letters. And you can see by the dots along the margin there that the design is enclosed inside of that border. And within, there is center alignment. Okay, so you could cut that right in the center, and we would have balance on the left and the right. Center alignment. Okay, the second example here, we have what's known as left alignment. Okay, and they've removed 3/4 of those border dots to give it something of an interesting look there. In our third example, what's the alignment here? Think about it for a second. Form an opinion in your head while I take a sip of coffee. Okay, some of you may have answered left alignment because everything's on the left side of the page. But if you look closely, and it gives it away right here, the alignment is actually right. Okay, so it's right alignment with the content placed on the left side of the page. And again, we can draw a straight line on the right side of the content. Okay, right alignment. Okay, and our last example, I don't think you can see it very well. If you tip your screen, or if you move your head down a little bit, there's what's known as a watermark right here. Okay, and so those two icons of mom and pop, they're faded into a watermark at the bottom of the page to give this letterhead a different kind of look. And as far as alignment goes, we have right alignment. Okay, so we have 4 looks for the mom and pop corner grocery store letterhead. Which do you prefer? Which do you prefer? If it were me, I would choose this one, followed by this one. Not a big fan of that border. looks elementary to me. Okay, moving on. Okay, this is what's known as full justification. Full justification is lined on the left and it's lined on the right as well. With InDesign software, which I'll introduce you to in a little bit, you can do that easily. Okay, what do you see here? We're looking at center justification. We've got a graphic thrown in there of the palm tree, still center. Okay. So again, center alignment or center justification, and the content is placed on the right side of the page. You might ask yourself, why would they do that? Why would they put all of this on the right side of a page? And the reason for that is it's an invitation, and for a print document, they would fold it right in the center there, and then all you would see would be the right-hand side before you open it up and looked at the contents of the invitation. Okay, so another look at that type of a fold document. At that block in the center. All right, so we have 3 looks at the invitation. Which would you prefer? Most kids tend to go for this one because it's got the palm tree. Everybody likes an illustration of a palm tree. I like the idea of a fold, so I might go with one of the 2 in the bottom. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so Robert Burns, portion of a poem, got center justification there. Okay, so another look at the same poem, another look at center justification. The only difference is the line breaks with fewer words in each of the lines, gives it a taller, thinner look to it, plus that fabric background. Okay, that's what we would call a title page. And so we've got a couple different types of alignment going here. We've got a left alignment for the content at the top, and at the bottom we have a center justification or a center alignment. Okay. In this case, we have the addition of that line. We've got a bolded and browned name for the author. We have left alignment on the top, right alignment on the bottom. And notice what this actually creates is a balance. Bottom right, top left. There is a sense of balance that that first example did not have. Okay, so we've got 2 looks here. Which do you prefer? Balance here. We don't have that balance necessarily here, although you could make the case that Robert Burns' name spread out across the top creates a stability that sits on top of that, that center alignment on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to skip through this. Let's skip through this. I'm going to skip through this. Look at us moving quickly, everybody. Okay, let's take a look at this. Porsche, not only is it the name of a sports car, but a famous Italian character, made famous by Shakespeare. Let's take a look at what we have here. We've got an illustration with what's known as a caption below, and then we have a title, and then some text on the right. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there is this jagged, dotted line that outlines the shape of the right side of this paragraph here. You might also notice that the caption below goes outside the width of this image. Okay, so for a designer, this is definitely an error down here. That's something that definitely needs to be fixed. And most designers would recognize this jaggedness creates sort of an imbalance between the shape on the left and the perfect line on the right. And there's an easy way to correct both of those. Let's take a look. Okay, so with right justification against the straight line of an image here or an illustration, we create what's known as a gutter. Okay, so the gutter is the space between these two, and the alignment here creates nice symmetry, nice balance between those two lines. Furthermore, the caption, you'll notice, is brought inside the width of that illustration, and there's an overall pleasing look to this. It looks like it's ordered in a way, whoops, I thought we were going to get a look at 2 there. Guess not. It's ordered in a way that is pleasing to the eye, and it looks like all of its elements are in the right place, as opposed to that first example. Okay? This is going to be your beginning image. Okay, so this is, we're moving towards the assignment you're going to do, your first assignment for InDesign. And I'm going to show you how to create this in InDesign, and then ultimately the assignment you're going to create is going to look something like this. So you notice what the designer did is created these guidelines, these 2 vertical guidelines, these 2 horizontal guidelines, so that we could establish a sense of alignment here. So there's a variety of different alignments going on in this image, and you'll notice that the right side of the T aligns with the right side of these flowers. You were to recreate alignment in the exact same way. Furthermore, on the left side of that A aligns with the rear end of these bunnies here. Okay, so we have alignment on the left. So the vertical line on the left creates alignment, the vertical guideline on the right creates alignment. Furthermore, the second line here creates alignment with the top ears of the bunny, with the top of the flower. Okay, and that's parallel to what they call the baseline of the word alignment. Okay, so you were to recreate something similar to this. All right, and you'll see in the next video the further parameters of this assignment. Okay, this is Mr. McCarthy signing off.